Let me go live now. Okay, so my pen, I'm not able to find my. Just allow me 1 minute, guys.
Yes.
We'll start in next 2 minutes. Okay, guys. Hello, everyone. Okay, so let me know my screen is visible, everyone. Yeah?
Yes, it's visible.
Yes, sir, visible.
Okay, turn off the mic. Who is this? Pankaj Kumar, mic off रखो अपना. Okay, so guys, you can see here we are going to configure Ospf. Okay, and we are going to make these two links bundle together. So what is PAGP? Anybody can tell me what is PAGP?
PAGP is port aggregation protocol, sir.
To bundle the links, right?
Yes, sir. Automated
Yes,
logic.
So we are going to learn Ospf. So tell me how my LAN traffic will go outside the network, what topic we are going to, or what configuration we have to do in the router to go from inside to outside.
NAT.
Yes.
NAT.
So we are going to learn today NAT commands, Ospf, PAGP, and what you see here right now?
VLANs.
VLANs. So we are obviously going to configure VLANs. So when VLANs are going to communicate to internet, okay. So when VLAN 10, 20, they are communicating with the ISPs. So who should be their gateway? VLAN 10 or VLAN 20 का gateway कौन होगा? Who will be the gateway for VLAN 10 and 20?
Router IP, sir.
Not router. Which device is there here?
Which?
MLS3.
Multi-level switch.
Core switch, right? Multi-layer switch.
Core switch. Multi-layer switch.
So if I want to make VLAN 10, VLAN 20 gateway, so what topic is that which will be the gateway for VLAN 10, 20?
Inter-VLAN.
Yes, inter-VLAN mein which inter-VLAN? Which method we covered in VLAN 10, 20?
Yes, IV. Yes,
No.
VI.
No.
Switch interface.
Arey guys, you do not revise your content. What was the topic? Switch virtual interface. Now you got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So in short, in this lab, we are going to learn VLANs, SVI, PAGP, Ospf, NAT, and if you want to block any traffic, which is the what topic we have covered?
ACL.
SCL.
Access control list.
Yeah, access control list. Okay, and so almost all these topics you have covered in your CCNA, right?
Yes, sir.
So we
Yes,
covered VLANs, we covered switch virtual interface. This is not in CCNA, but we have covered in CCNA. ACL is there, OSPF we configured, NAT. So, and also there is one topic which is not in CCNA, but yes, today we will be going to get some information on Hsrp. What is Hsrp also? Okay.
Standby, right?
Yeah, so no Zoom ID available, dear. Okay. So YouTube guys are asking Zoom ID. So there is no limit on Zoom ID today. So Hsrp, VLANs, NAT, ACL, SVA, OSPF, and PAGP. Any other topic which you want me to cover? Telnet, DHCP.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Telnet and DHCP. So I think that is enough because these are the more important topics. So there are small topics which you will be going to learn even during after your CCNA or maybe during your CCNP. So there are small topics which you will be going to carry out, but these are the most important if you are a CCNA. So you should know about ACL, NAT, OSPF, Ether channel, VLAN, trunks, Hsrp, Telnet, DHCP, SVI. Okay, and the most important to prepare for interviews is OSI model, TCP, IP, spanning tree protocol. Remember?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So whatever topics I have written down in my screen right now, what you see, take a screenshot, just prepare that. You will be going to get an associate level of a network engineer job. Nothing else you have to prepare. Just learn these topics: OSI model, TCP, IP model, spanning tree protocol, OSPF, ACL, NAT, PAGP, VLAN, Telnet, DHCP, Hsrp. This is almost your CCNA syllabus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a minute.
Okay, so
Just taking out the screenshot.
हाँ ले लिया.
हमने भी लेना है सर.
अरे रिकॉर्डिंग हो रहा है तो तुम्हें ही बोला था ना. चलो ठीक है. नो यू विल बी गोइंग टू गेट द रिकॉर्डिंग ना.
Yes, sir.
So I do not know like if I'll remain
सर
this
मैंने ले
video.
लिया सर, मैं डिस्कॉर्ड में शेयर
ठीक है,
किया.
put that in the Discord server. Okay guys.
Okay, sir.
So let's jump on to like tell me which topic you want me to cover first, because I want everyone obviously basic IP addressing, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's configure, let's start the devices. So first of all, we are going to start all the nodes, and this lab is eating up almost how much? So how many computers you see here? 4, and each computer is on around 3 to 4 GB, 16. So this lab is actually like if you want to actually implement this lab on your laptop, maybe it is going to take 32 GB of RAM. But luckily you all have access of labs, yes?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so you guys can configure in this racks, okay? So let me enable all the devices. So there are R1, R2, R3. So let's configure from R1. Okay, so let R2. Okay, this is switch 4. Okay, so this is switch 4. This is switch 5. Okay, so do you hear my keyboard of voice also?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so 6 network devices here. Okay, and 2 ISPs. You guys can see 2 ISPs.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Okay, so actually I have added a bot in YouTube also. तो YouTube में क्या ना ये bot डाला है मैंने, वो लोगों को reply करता रहता है. So I do not have to see my screen again and again, but still. Okay, guys. So consoles are ready. And the best part of this lab, like today only some student who took admission in our CCNP program. So he said how I'll be going to do the lab. So guys, how many of you access this lab from your offices also? Anybody try to do lab in their free
I don't
time?
have access from office.
Okay, okay. So they have blocked the port number or what?
Yes, they have blocked the port number.
Okay, okay. So you can request them if you want, I think. Learn portal is working fine for you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. That is okay.
Okay,
It,
okay,
it
okay.
is working, sir.
Okay, working good, yeah. So if it is not working, you can let us know. We might do something because right now there is a port number here. So if this port is not enabled in your office, okay, maybe that's why this is getting blocked. But without port number also, we can give you lab access URL like labs.nwkings.com. So you do not need port then. Okay. ठीक है जी, चलो जी शुरू करते हैं लैब. Enable config T. So let me write the configuration in the notes for you as well. Okay, so that I can give these notes to you after your session. So I hope everybody has all the links. So
Sir, will that message be disabled if we disable CDP?
what? Router क्या कह रहे हो? समझ नहीं आ रहा मुझे. I'll tell you what is how to. So whenever you get these lab errors, okay, sometimes when you do labs in our environment, you get some annoying messages sometimes. Okay, whenever you get these type of messages like CDP duplex errors, okay, you can give this command no CDP duplex. I think it's under privilege mode. Privilege mode में command है no CDP. Okay, it's config T no CDP. Okay, so guys, no CDP log. Okay, mismatch. Okay, duplex. So this is the command, guys. Okay, note down. No CDP log mismatch duplex. So whenever you get some CDP log messages which are irritating in the lab, okay, so you can turn off these by this command no CDP log mismatch duplex. It means do not send us duplex mismatch errors. Okay, so duplex mismatch, because you can see here this is FA01, this is 100 MB, and this switch port is E00, which is working like 10 MB. So this is why there are two different speed here. This is why we are getting messages. Okay, so how to turn off these messages? By giving no CDP log mismatch duplex. Is this clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Clear.
ठीक है. Okay, so do not worry, I'm creating notes for you. Okay, here. So let me write the direct commands here. Okay, so what is so how to configure router by giving commands, right? So the text is visible, guys. Can you please check?
Yeah.
Yeah.
दिख रहा है
Yes, sir.
सभी
It's
को?
visible.
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Or you guys can zoom from your end, okay? If you are using mobile or laptop, you can check. So config T interface FA1/0. Okay. So this is the real internet. This in this lab, we have connected the real internet. So what you have to do, just you need to give IP address DHCP and give no shutdown command. Automatically, this router will pick the IP address from the ISP. So basically, this ISP is who is this ISP? ISP is actually networking's official routers. Okay, networking's official router will give IP address to this R1. So R1 will be able to access the real Google, right? समझ आ रहा है?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So enable config T interface FA1/0. Okay, guys. Okay, no worries. So enable, just I'm giving interface FA1/0 IP address DHCP no shutdown, and interface which is on going towards LAN network. What is the IP? IP address 192.168.50.1. Okay, and no shutdown. Okay, clear है R1 का config, guys?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Yes, now you
sir.
can see here.
Clear है sir.
Okay. So let me write here R1. So there will be a similar config for which router?
Router 2.
R2.
R2. So I can copy here. So now I have to just change here R2. Enable config T. Okay, hostname command is missing. Hostname R2. Interface FA0/1. So 0/1 is going towards internet, right? So which interface I have to give IP address DHCP?
0/1.
Good. ठीक है, good है. Okay, and which is my LAN interface? FA1/0. So what is the IP I'm going to assign?
60.1.
60.1, right? ठीक है, all good?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is R1 config, R2 config. Now we are going to this switch 4, which is which switch? Okay, just to inform everyone. So what do you think? Is this a real production network design or this is just a lab of CCNA? What do you think? What I'm covering today, how many of you think that this is actually being used in the real network? Say yes if you agree.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And is there anyone who do not see this is real network? Let me show you something which will actually blow your mind today. Okay, so that is basically. So what do you see here? This is a real production network design, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you do not agree, so just to inform you, this is a real production network design. So what do you see here? So there are 2 ISPs, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
And how many routers are connected?
2 routers.
And under 2 routers, how many layer 3 switches we have?
4.
No, it's one only. It's a big device actually. This is a 4500 switch. So
Okay.
this is why the image is very big, but this is one switch only. So how many switches you see here? Multi-layer? 2. Okay, and below that you have multiple other switches, which can be of the same model, which can be of the lower model also. So like in this diagram, we have 4500 series, but in our lab, we have taken 3750 or 3550. Okay. The only difference is just the model, but rest all the topology of this real production network is actually we have taken here. So 2 routers, 2 multi-layer switches and 2 access switches, and we have connected 4 real computers. So is this a real Windows machines or what do you think?
Yes, sir. They are real.
Yes,
So
sir,
how many?
yes,
4 computers. So almost 16 GB RAM we have allocated to only computers. Okay.
Sir, there is no firewall, so security reasons in real production.
Yeah, you can add a firewall, but this is my LAN network. Okay. So this is not going towards my internet. You can see this is going towards private WAN.
Okay.
So we can have a very big diagram there. We can assign firewalls. Let me show you a bigger diagram of this WAN. तो मैं इसमें आपको WAN का दिखाता हूँ 2 minutes. Let me show you if I have that network. Yes, you are correct. But according to the design and according to what you are learning right now. So this is my WAN network design. So the design we have seen, this is my 1 branch network, right? तो ये मेरी एक ही branch का network है. So how many branches do you think a big company will have? They will have a lot of branches. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
So all these branches are connected. Every branch is connected with these 2 ISP. Yeah, you can see 1 branch example. So all branch offices networks connected to private WAN and private WAN. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So here in this design, this is the bigger picture. So all these small branches now connected to 2 branches. And after that, these ISPs actually connected with the data centers. Okay. And this is a data center. This is a backup data center. And in the data center, we have internet connectivity. And there in the data centers, we have firewalls. Can you see some image here?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
there we will
Yes,
have
sir.
firewall. Where we put firewall, where we have real internet. Okay.
Yes.
Got it?
Right.
Now,
Got it, sir. Got it.
but in our lab, what we are doing, because in CCNA, there is no firewall configuration. Okay, obviously, but yes, when you are going further with CCNP, firewalls and all, so you are going to learn firewalls. We are going to place firewalls here. Are you getting now? So firewall
sir.
kahan lagega?
Yes.
We are going to place the firewall here. So there are different firewalls in the market, like Sophos. Okay, like there are Cisco, PFSense. So there are different companies, Palo Alto. So we can add firewalls between the ISP and the company router. But right now, because this is limited to our CCNA content, even, but you already know we are covering more than any CCNA in,
Yes.
right? So let's jump on to the configuration. So ye router 1, router 2, router 1, router 2 configuration, basic configuration is done. So now we are going to configure switch 4. Okay. Yeah. So what will be the switch configuration? So tell me, all the switch ports which are going towards switch ports are called
Trunk.
Trunks.
Yeah. Okay,
Can you
so
please repeat?
okay. तो मैं ये पूछ रहा हूँ, all switch ports which are connected to other switches, the ports will be access ports or trunk ports?
Trunk port, sir. Trunk.
Yeah.
Trunk ports.
So मतलब ये है कि all these ports, what you see here, okay, so E03, E10, E01, E02, so all these ports are my,
Trunk ports.
समझ आ रहा है?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
So ये जितना भी है ना, ये all E03, E10, E01, E02, so this group is completely, all ports are going to be my trunk ports. So these ports are also going to be my trunk ports. So this switch, this switch, this switch, this. So wherever I have marked between all switches, all my ports are going to be which ports?
Trunk ports.
Okay, so this is a CCNA lab which actually we started. Okay, so those who joined late, so let me tell you, we are doing a lab which is actually going to cover a lot of topics. So we have only configured this router 1 with the 50, this IP address 50.1. Here we have configured 60.1. Okay, even we have not configured, we have written down the commands in the notepad. So now we are going to configure the switch 4. So the switch 4 config will be enable, config T, host name will be switch 4. Okay. So how many ports you guys see here? Interface range E012, E012, E03.
E03.
Sir,
And how to add one
E00,
extra port? Comma E1/0. Is this correct, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And because
Yes,
this
sir,
is a
correct.
layer 3 switch, what extra command we have to add? Switch
Switch
port
access.
The interface
Interface
E00.
system trunk.
Encapsulation dot?
1Q.
Okay, dot 1Q. What is the size of dot 1Q? Dot 1Q frame का size क्या होता है? What is the size of dot 1Q?
4 bytes.
Yeah, 4 bytes. Very good. Very good. Very good. I'm proud of you guys. So now the next port is switch port mode trunk. Okay, good. So now there is one port here which is going towards a router. So here we have configured what IP 50.1. So can we make this port trunk or should I give IP address here? Because this is a multi-layer switch. And we have to, so okay, tell me one question. Okay, so how many VLANs we have here? VLAN 10 and 20. So we will have 2 subnets. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So suppose we have a subnet here 10.3.20.0. So we have 2 VLANs and 2 subnet. So if they want to communicate with internet, if they want to connect with the internet, so it means we need to forward VLAN 10 and 20 information to the router. Then only they can access internet. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So if I will forward the VLAN 10, 20 information to router, then only they are going to forward to the internet. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So how the switch is going to forward that traffic to router? How my switch will forward these two networks 10 and 20 to router when we are going to do what? Routing. Yes or no?
Ospf.
So why we are doing routing? Because this switch wants to share information with the router. Then that's because I want to access internet. So if you do not run any routing protocol here, so what is the drawback?
System will not connect to the internet.
We cannot run the Ospf.
Obviously, the switch is not able to forward the information to router 1, right? Yes.
Yes, sir.
So how to assign IP address on a multi-layer switch? I will go to interface E00. What is the command? No switch port. So once I give this command, then only you can assign IP address to a switch. And what is the command? Same like router IP address. IP address. Okay. What is the next command? 192.168.50.1 we have given to router. So this on this multi-layer switch IP, what IP we will assign here? 50.1 I have given to router 1. So this side I will give 50.2. Okay.
255.
Clear everyone till here?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Any confusion till here? कोई confusion है अभी तक?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, so remember what is PA. Okay, let me configure this PAGP later on. Okay, let me configure OSPF on R1, switch 4, switch 5, R2. Okay, this is the first thing we will do. Okay, okay. So switch 4 is ready. The similar configuration we will do for which device?
Switch 5.
Which
So switch 5, great. So in switch 5, this is my switch 5. Okay. So how many ports we have? E0, 1, 2, 3 and E10. Same ports like switch 4?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So E01, E02, E03 and E10, we have to make them trunk. And E00, what IP we have to give here? Because on router 2,
60.2.
so in router 2, we have given 60.1. So here I am going to give 60.2. Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Clear everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So any challenge in this configuration R1, R2, R switch 4, switch 5? कोई किसी को भी problem है अभी तक किसी को भी?
नहीं.
All
No,
good
sir.
till now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So now tell me, if I have to activate OSPF on R1, on which interface I will activate? Will I activate on ISP side or on my this interface?
This interface.
F0/1.
F/1.
So if I have to
0.
configure OSPF for like if I have to add configuration on R1, so tell me on R1 what extra command I have to add under the interfaces? Under my
Router
interface
OSPF.
FA01, what extra command I have to add? IP?
Router OS.
IP OSPF1.
IP.
Yeah, so you can add also here router OSPF1.
1.
Okay. And after that, just you do not have to give network command because in production networks, we use interface method. So on which interface you want to activate OSPF?
0/1.
FA0/1, right? So what is the command to activate OSPF? Remember? याद करो जल्दी.
Sir, here we not use router
IP
Router OSPF.
No, router OSPF I have given, but router ID is not mandatory to give. Or router will automatically pick the highest IP address. Remember?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
so right now I have
IP
only
OSPF area.
IP OSPF 1
area 1.
IP OSPF 1. So what is 1 here? Process ID. And
Yes, sir.
which area you want to add area?
0.
So this is the simple command. And even if you do not give this command, na, agar ye command bhi nahi doge, even if you do not give this command, still OSPF will be activated. Okay, because when you give this command, automatically router will start the OSPF. You do not have to say router OSPF 1. Automatically it will turn on the OSPF. Okay, clear hai?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so on R2, which interface you want to activate the OSPF? Only on FA1/0. So what extra command you have to add here? Interface FA1/0.
IP address. Yes.
IP
OSPF 1
area
0.
Area 0.
Area 0.
Yeah. Clear everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is switch 4, this is switch 5. I have only one interface, which is E00. But tell me, when we are going to configure VLAN, which SVI I will create in switch 4 and switch 5? How many VLANs we have here?
2 VLANs.
So what we do in multi-layer switches, if I have VLAN 2 VLANs, I will create 2 VLANs, right? VLAN 10, then I will give a name, suppose admin, okay? And VLAN 20, like name maybe marketing, okay? So there are 2 VLANs. VLAN 10 is admin, VLAN 20 is marketing. So this is how you are going to make VLANs.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, correct.
Yes.
So tell me how these VLAN, so who will be the gateway for all VLAN 10 users? Tell me all these VLANs, how they are going to communicate outside the world when they will have a gateway, right?
Yes, sir.
So who will be the gateway for these 2 VLANs?
Switches
So either switch 4 or either switch
5.
Okay, so so on switch 4, I am going to give 10.1. But if switch 4 fails, so what will be my gateway? 10.2. दिख रहा है सभी को? Let me repeat again. So just 1 second, clear where is So right now, guys, this is a VLAN 10 user and this is a VLAN 10 user. So if they want to go somewhere like google.com. So how they will reach google.com when they will go outside the network? Yes or no? So this is the packet flow, right? This is how they are going to go to google.com. Both
Yes, sir.
users.
Yes, sir.
So from which device they are crossing? From either this switch or either this switch, right?
Right, sir.
Yes, sir.
So even we have covered this topic called SVI. So why we create SVI? What is the benefit of SVI? Okay, so right now there are multiple ways to configure inter-VLAN. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So we can configure multi-layer switch also. Deepak, mic off rakho. So what I'm trying to tell you, actually you guys have not revised your SVI topic, so please revise, okay? थोड़ा पढ़ लेना यार, ऐसे तो नहीं आएगा फिर ये समझ, because this is actually real production network. If you really want to understand your company networks, this is must you should understand what topic I'm covering right now. So what I'm trying to tell you, the VLAN 10 will be, VLAN 10 and 20 will have a gateway. So who will be the first gateway? Switch 4. So VLAN 10 IP address 10.1 I am assigning to VLAN 10 users and 20.1 I am assigning to VLAN 20 users. Is this clear now?
Yes, sir.
So who
Yes,
will be the
sir.
gateway for VLAN 10? Switch 4. Who will be the gateway for VLAN 20? Switch 4.
4.
But in case, in real network, if switch 4 fails, then who should be my gateway? Switch 5.
Switch 5.
So switch 5, VLAN 10 gateway is 20.2 and VLAN 20 gateway is 20.2. So it means in all 2 computers, so how many gateways we have here in the LAN network?
2
For each
gateways.
VLAN, we have 2 gateways. For VLAN 10, what is my first gateway?
Switch 4.
192.168.10.1,
1.
which I have assigned on which device?
Switch 4.
And for VLAN 20, who's my gateway?
192.168.20.1.
Okay, this is also on switch 4.
Yes, sir.
And so the second backup is my switch 5. So which is 10.2 and 20.2.
2.
Clear now?
Yes, sir.
So first gateway, we are making this switch 4. Okay, so let's configure. So what are the commands? Just to be focused. So we created 2 VLANs, VLAN 10 and 20. Is this clear how to make VLANs?
Yes, sir.
So what will be the next step? How to create SVI? Interface VLAN 10 IP address 192.168 what? 10.1. Okay, is this clear everyone?
Yes, sir.
Sir, fast
Sir.
IP routing कराना होगा तो.
Yeah, we can give IP routing command also. I'll show you. Okay, if you want to enable routing on a multi-layer switch, here you can add one extra command, IP routing. Okay. Because we need to configure Ospf also, right? Remember? So by default on multi-layer switches, the routing is off. Okay, so you need to sure it is enabled or it or not. Okay. So one guy from YouTube is asking, if switch 4 fails, then what will happen? Traffic will flow from switch 5. Yes.
Correct, sir.
And what
Yes,
if
sir.
he is asking if switch 5 fails? Then play Ludo on your mobile. Because then there is nobody is able to work, na? So
That's
we have
why we hire
interface.
to change the switch and configure again.
Yeah. Yeah, we can have a like lower end switch and we can make one core, or maybe we can connect this cable to these access switches. Maybe we can do that, but that's a weird situation comes, right? So VLAN 10 and then we have VLAN 20. Okay, what will be the gateway for VLAN 20? 20 dot? 20.1, na? This is switch 4, guys. 10.1 and 20.1 is this side. Remember. Okay, all good now?
Yes.
Any confusion?
No, sir.
Okay,
No.
how many interfaces we need to activate Ospf on switch 4? Tell me now. Interface E00,
E00.
IP
Yes, sir.
Ospf 1 area 0. We cannot run Ospf on trunk ports because that is layer 2 and Ospf is layer 3.
3.
So which are my layer 3 interfaces except trunk ports? VLAN 10 and VLAN 20, yes?
Yes, sir.
So these are also
Sir.
my interfaces, yes or no? So how I'm going to forward VLAN 10 information to or VLAN 20 information to router when I'm going to activate Ospf on VLAN 10 and 20, yes?
Yes, sir.
So I will say interface VLAN 10 IP Ospf 1 area 0 and interface VLAN 20 IP Ospf 1 area 0. Is this clear now?
Yes, it's clear.
So what I am doing here, I am actually forwarding my VLAN information to router so that router can forward to ISP. Any challenge here in this configuration? Let me repeat again. So on switch 4, we enabled the routing because by default routing is disabled on some multi-layer switches. Okay. If show IP route command is not working in multi-layer switch, so you have to give IP routing. But nowadays in Cisco, all Cisco latest devices, this command is by default given. You do not have to give. But in older generation multi-layer switches, we have to give this command also. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
समझ आ रहा है? तो ये कमांड पहले वाले स्विचेस में देनी पड़ती थी, बट जो आज की डेट में लेटेस्ट आ गए हैं उनमें नहीं देनी पड़ती है. क्लियर?
Yes, clear.
So interface, I have all cables, all connections which are going to other switches. I have made them which port?
Trunk ports.
Trunk port.
And the switch is connected to a router with E00. This is my routed port. Which kind of port is this now?
Routed ports.
Routed port.
Yes, OSPF.
Routed port. Yeah. So how I made this routed port by giving no switch port command. Okay, tell me one question. Okay, this comes in interviews. How you make a layer 3 port as a routed port? So what is the command?
Oh, switchboard.
Switchboard.
Okay, so this may be somebody will ask you in interview. Okay, how to make a routed port? Then what is the command? No switch port. Or they can ask also, can we configure a layer 3 switch as a routing port? Yes, we can make that by giving one command, no switch port. Clear everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So अगर आप ये command नहीं दोगे ना तो ये command चलेगा ही नहीं. This command will not work if you do not give this command. Because if you want to enable the routing or enable the interface with IP address, you have to give no switch port. So then we created VLAN 10, VLAN 20. And after that, what we did here? We created what? So what is this?
सर राउटिंग के लिए तो आईपी राउटिंग
SVI.
यूज करते हैं.
Yeah, IP routing. But I am saying here, if you want to make this routed port. Sorry about that if I have said routing. Okay. ये समझ आ गया सभी को? SVI. What is SVI? Switch virtual interfaces. They are the gateways of my VLANs. What
Yes,
is
yes.
SVI? The gateway of VLANs are called SVI. SVI full form is?
Switch virtual interface.
Clear. Okay, so tell me one question. Why we have activated OSPF on VLAN 10 and 20 here?
So that
They can communicate.
communicate to the router.
So that they can communicate to routers.
So that this switch will forward VLAN 10 and 20 information to router 1. Right? Clear everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, clear.
So switch 5 is my backup device kind of. Yeah.
Yes.
So switch 5 में मुझे क्या extra डालना है? What extra commands we have to add here? Similar, we will make 2 VLANs here also in switch 5.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Trunk ports I have already created. No switch port also we have given. Okay. So we created SVI, but we cannot assign the same SVI IP address because that IP is already being used by switch 4. So this is why we have to change by 10.2.
2.
And VLAN 20 is going to be 20.2.
2.
Yes. And E00 is my OSPF activated. Yes.
Yes.
And on which other VLANs I have to create on SVI also. जैसे मैंने switch 4 पे किया वैसी similar, the same way what we configured in switch 4, we have configured in switch 5 also. Is this clear?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
IP routing, sir.
So we have activated area 0 here in all 4 devices. Okay, so the router 1, router 2, switch 4, switch 5, they all are in area 0. We have not made different areas. We have only made area 0 because our network is not big so that we can use areas. Okay, so what is the recommendation by Cisco, guys? How many routers we can have in one area? Remember? 40 to 50 routers, right?
40 to 50.
Yeah. And why we make areas?
So central management.
Reduce
area 0.
LSF.
To stop LSF flooding.
The best answer is to reduce the LSF flooding.
LSF flooding.
Centralized management.
and
Okay.
database table
Correct.
कम होने के लिए भी.
Okay, some people are watching on YouTube and they are feeling like if they are learning CCNA, looks like more advanced, yaar. Eh?
Sir, instead of OSPF, we can use 𝐊𝐲RP.
Yeah, we can use 𝐊𝐲RP RIP also. Okay, but OSPF is better because most of the companies, they use a different devices. Suppose you will buy a firewall tomorrow. Okay, maybe a different company firewall like Palo Alto. If you make a firewall, put a firewall here like Palo Alto. So if you want to share information, OSPF information to this Palo Alto firewall, so you can use OSPF, but Palo Alto cannot accept 𝐊𝐲RP. Are you getting now?
Yes, sir.
So this is why companies are using OSPF because they use multi-vendor devices. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
if they have Cisco router, then they can use 𝐊𝐢𝐳𝐿. But if you have different company devices, then you have to use a open standard protocol, and which is the best open standard for enterprise is Ospf. Okay.
Yes, sir.
यहाँ तक clear है सभी को?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, so let me configure this now. Okay, so I will copy paste this information. So router 1 IP address DHCP. So copy. So you guys know how to copy, right? Control Alt. Something like Control Alt Shift, right? So when you press Control Alt Shift, you get this text input, and here you guys can copy paste, right? And once you copy paste, so I would recommend you guys can manually give the configuration. Okay, it will help you to double practice your configurations. Okay, so we have configured router. So what is my device name of this? I forgot to mention the host name. Router 1.
Router 1.
Host name R1. Okay, clear everyone? R1 configuration is okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So let's go to R2. Yes, Gaurav. क्या हाल चाल है? Enable config T, host name. This is router 2. Okay, let me copy this. Control Alt Shift. Okay, guys, is this clear? R2, which command was to stop these annoying messages? Remember, no CDP, log, mismatch, duplex. Okay? Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we have configured this R1, R2, and what other devices are remaining? Switch 4 and switch 5. So what is the commands? Yeah, this is the command for switch 4. And if you have recently joined my session, please go back and watch from the beginning. So host name, SW4, right? Okay. Okay, so switch 4 configuration is gone, but it's not visible. So you guys can check show history. So this is the command to check if I have configured the device. I have given the commands. So how to check what commands you have given in the past? Do show history. Okay, so these all commands we have copy pasted in this device. Is this okay, guys? देखो एक बार ठीक लग रहा है सब?
Yes, sir. ठीक है.
Yes, sir.
All good, right?
Yes, sir. All great.
ये ग्रेड पे पहुंच गया अभी. Okay, so switch 5. Okay, switch 5 का यहाँ नाम नहीं चेंज किया. SW5. Yeah, this is the command, guys.
IP routing नहीं दिया इसमें हमने.
नहीं दिया है देखा.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Actually, switch 5 is below here. Yeah, so here is the configuration. Actually, I have changed to switch 4. So ये switch 4 ही है. Okay, so actually mistakenly I have changed to switch 5, but the switch 5 is configured properly. You can see here. दिख रहा है सभी को switch 5 is okay? Yeah?
IP
Yes,
routing
sir.
नहीं है sir. IP routing.
Okay, no worries. But I told you nowadays, all the latest devices have routing enabled. Can you see a routing table here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
it means, do you have to give no? Okay.
Okay.
But make sure you check if it is not visible, then you give IP routing. And if it is visible, then there is no harm to give or not. Okay.
Okay.
So we have given the paste. ये भी हो गया है. So sometimes it is not visible, but actually it's copy pasted. And how you can verify by giving this reload button. And what is the command? Do show history.
Right.
So we have given the proper commands. So R1, R2, switch 4 and switch 5 is configured properly. And if you go to router 1, guys, so do you think that the switches have forwarded information to router 1? What do you think? So what is the first check you will do? Show IP, OSPF, neighbor. So router 1 is neighbor with which device? 50.2. 50.2 is?
Gateway.
R2.
Switch IP.
Switch 4.
E00. E00 switch 4. Okay.
Yeah. So let me check if I'm getting the routes from switch 4. So we got the LAN routes in the R1. क्या मुझे मेरे LAN network की information आ गई है? देखो 10 and 20 routes
Yes, sir.
I'm getting.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
that
sir.
was the purpose of OSPF, to run in my LAN network between multi-layer switches and my gateways. And when I receive all the routes, okay, so, and you have seen, we have given the IP address DHCP command, remember?
Sir.
याद है हमने? So on my routers, I have given, on my ISP sites,
Yes,
I
yes,
have
sir.
given what command?
DHCP.
IP address DHCP.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir.
automatically this is actually my office router, networking's routers. And this router has given me some IP 10.03.169. Can you see that?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So when I check this, so what do you think, guys? Is this real network? This router is actually connected to internet or not? क्या लगता है? इंटरनेट से connected है ये?
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No.
Not no.
No, it's connected because we got the IP from my office router. So this router is connected. So if you check ping google.com, okay, so already let me check if Google is reachable or not. So you can see Google, I am able to ping google.com. Because
Net
remember,
to
this
हमने.
is in real world, you will have ISP here, they will give you connection, and from this router, you will be able to access google.com in the real world. Yes or no? तो जब ISP आपको केबल देगा और जब आप अपने राउटर पे कनेक्ट करोगे तो वहां से तो गूगल पे पिंग हो जाएगा. But the problem, okay, when ISP will give you a link from the gateways, by default, you will be able to access google.com. But the only challenge, my LAN network will not be able to access google.com because of NAT. Remember? Because here somewhere we have google.com. Just imagine. Okay, do not get confused that how I'm getting IP address and all. Let me tell you in a simple way. Okay, first of all, you need to understand this ISP. Actually, this is my office routers. Okay, so this is networking's router 1 or this is like router 2. Okay, we have internet connected to this official routers. Okay, clear everyone now? So this router, is actually because in this virtual labs, when this link is connected to my official company router and this router is going towards internet, so this router is already doing NAT. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you come to networking's office and bring your laptop here, maybe you will be just connect Wi-Fi to this router and you will be also able to access internet because this device is already doing NAT. But what we connected here, we connected a different router. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So in simple words, do not get confused. In simple and more simple words, in the real world, when Airtel is going to give you internet connection, they will simply give you a cable, right? And when you give the IP address, what is assigned by ISP, you will be able to reach google.com because the IP you have assigned on this interface is given by Airtel, and when you go from this router, so what source IP is going from this router 1? The IP which is given by Airtel. Yes?
Yes, sir.
तो जो Airtel आपको IP दे रहा है और जब आप राउटर से पिंग कर रहे हो तो Airtel का ही IP लग के जा रहा है ना Airtel के पास,
Correct.
तभी वो पिंग हो रहा है. बट अगर आप LAN नेटवर्क से पिंग कर रहे हो, if you are pinging from LAN network, you are going with private IPs. So private IPs are IPs getting rejected from ISP. Yes.
Yes, sir.
And ISP reject the private network. So this is why we do what?
NAT.
NAT. Now got it? What is actually happening?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay, so now I am able to access internet from router 1. Okay, but if I try to access internet from this multi-layer or maybe from this computer, I'm not able to. So what we have to do? So what do you want, guys? Do you want me to configure DHCP on VLAN 10 and 20?
Yes, sir.
So what to add? What extra commands we have to add here? So which device you want to make DHCP server? Tell me. Switch 4, switch 5, router 1, router 2, what? Switch 4. Okay, so this is actually most of the networks we configure DHCP pool on the multi-layer switches. So what is the command to create a DHCP pool?
IP DHCP pool.
IP DHCP pool. Okay, just what is the department name? You can type admin. So default router, what is my VLAN gateway IP here on switch 4?
The network first.
No, you can give default router command first also. There is no problem. आगे पीछे कर सकते हो commands को. 10.1.
Yes, sir.
So network will be 192.168.10.0. Yeah. Subnet mask. So this is my DHCP pool for which VLAN?
VLAN 10 admin.
And I have another one IP DHCP pool marketing, which is 20.1. Okay, and the network is 192.168.10 instead of 10.0. The IPs. So दो है ना pool मेरे. One is for 10.0, one is for
20.
20. Is this clear, everyone?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, don't worry. You need to practice this lab multiple times to become champ of this. Okay.
अरे 10.0 20.0 जो हमने किया वो LAN 10 और VLAN 20 के लिए किया है ना?
हाँ.
LAN 10 और VLAN 20 के लिए.
Yes. Gaurav, mic off रख. Okay, so no CDP. What was the command here? I forgot.
Log mismatch.
Okay, so maybe I'm not getting here. Okay, no worries. It's not giving me error now. Okay, so what we have configured, DHCP pool banana hai. So we have to make DHCP pool, IP DHCP pool, admin, default router 192.168.10.1, and the network command 192.168.10.0.
0 to
Clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
So what is the another pool? IP DHCP pool. Market.
20.1.
Default router would be 192.168.20.1. Network will be 192.168.20.0. Clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Show IP interface brief is the command to check the gateways. The SVs are already configured, and how to check DHCP pool? Show IP DHCP pool. So we have configured 2 DHCP pools. Can you see pool admin, pool marketing?
Yes.
Okay.
Where is it?
Okay, and there are small switches here, ASW1, ASW2. We need to configure these devices also.
As an access port.
Yeah, we need to add them in VLANs, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Correct, sir.
So we will go with the ASW1 switch. Which device? ASW1. So enable config T, host name will be ASW1. And 2 ports are my trunk ports. E00 and E01. So you need to make them which port?
Switchboard mode trunk.
Okay. So, but yes, this is, I have not added layer 2 image here because I thought let's add the advanced one. So if this is a layer 3 image also here, in case if you have layer 3 advanced devices in the access sometimes, because it gives you more features like security and all. So still you need to give encapsulation dot 1Q. Okay. तो सिंपल सा मतलब ये है कि इस वाली लैब में ये जो लेयर 2 स्विचेस है ना, दे आर नॉट प्रॉपर लेयर 2, दे आर स्टिल, they are the same images what we have added in the switch 4, switch 5. So these are layer 3 and this is almost like layer 3. So if you give a switchboard mode trunk, it will give you error. So this is why we have to give the trunk encapsulation. Okay, समझ आ रहा है? Okay,
Yes,
how
sir.
many VLANs we created here? VLAN 10 and VLAN 20. So E02 interface I have added into which interface? Switch port, access, VLAN 10,
10.
and interface E03 I have added into which VLAN?
20.
Switch port, access, VLAN 20. Clear है सभी को?
स्विच पोर्ट मोड एक्सेस नहीं देंगे सर.
That's not required. If you want to give, you can give. Okay, so basically this is for security, switch port mode access. Okay, but this command is not adding the port into VLAN. This is to enable the security. Okay, so that nobody can make you trunk port. Okay, so why we give this access command? If you don't know, guys, let me tell you, and many of you don't know, I'm sure. So let me tell you why we give access command. Because suppose this user is not a official user, he's a guest in my office and he has used a cable, and inside this laptop he's using a penetration testing softwares like Kali Linux. So in the Kali Linux, or maybe in some penetration softwares or operating system, you can make this port trunk. So if you say from this computer, I am a trunk port, so what will happen? The switch will also make this port trunk port. But when you give this switch port mode access, even if you make this side trunk, and if this is access, then nothing will happen. This will not become trunk. Got it? Why we give this access command? This is a security command. If you do not give this command, then there is no like port will be added with this command, switch port access VLAN 10. But why we give switchboard mode access? So that nobody can try to make my port as a trunk port, because when you give switchboard mode access, your trunk negotiation gets off. Let me show you. Okay, so let me go to ASW1. बोरिंग तो नहीं लग रही आज की क्लास?
आज में तो मजा आ रहा है.
वो सारे टॉपिक आज पूरे हो रहे हैं ना तुम्हारे, जो एक्चुअल में दिस इज व्हाट वी कॉल दैट द क्रक्स ऑफ योर CCNA कोर्स, राइट?
निचोड़ है.
हाँ, निचोड़ है. हाँ, निचोड़ ही है, वही हिंदी में निचोड़ बोलेंगे क्रक्स को. Okay, so this is the nichod of your CCNA knowledge, because if you actually love, if you understand this lab, it means you have properly understood your CCNA concepts, right?
Sir, earlier we talked about that port security, like port. Suppose if one side is the port is in desirable mode and another is trunk, the other port also will populate.
Yeah. So just hold on. Let me show you. Show VLAN brief. So we have added the port into VLAN. Can you see that E02 is which port?
Admin.
This is added in VLAN 10, and we have given how to check the port configuration. Show running config interface ETH02 port number. So you will only see the Ethernet 02 configuration. This is a very useful command. Okay. If you want to just check the configuration of one particular port. Okay, remember this command. ये real में बहुत use होती है command. Okay. So interface Ethernet 02. We have added which command here?
Switchboard mode access. Switchboard mode access.
So if I see here, show interface Ethernet 02, and if I add a switch port command, so there is some command here, there is some message here, negotiation of trunking is now off. So it means if any user try to make me trunk port, I will not become trunk port, because negotiation of trunking is off, right? But if I remove this command from this port, no switch port mode access, okay, If I remove this command, so let's see what will happen. Automatically, the port will come into dynamic port. By default, this is the state dynamic auto. And the negotiation becomes again
On.
So this is not good for security. This is why everyone gave switchboard mode access in the company. Okay, this is why I have not covered earlier, because I told you this command has a different significance. Like 90% of interviews I have taken in my past, and nobody even knows what is the purpose of this command. Now you are very few guys who know that what is actually purpose of this command, switchboard mode access.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
Even no, like just Google it here and try to see my like negotiation trunk negotiation VLAN or trunk attack. Okay, so this is possible in my, like, I remember I have tried and tested it and it works fine. If you know some Linux, Kali Linux and all, so you can also try in your platform if you have. So this is called VLAN hopping attack. Okay. So you can see this is a switch here. Okay, this is attacker interface FA01. By default, which this port is in which mode? A dynamic auto. Can you see that FA012 is a which port by default?
Dynamic auto.
Dynamic auto. Okay, and there is a tool called 𝐊𝐢𝐧𝐠𝐬. Okay, I don't know if it is available for Windows. So this is a tool called 𝐊𝐢𝐧𝐠𝐬. This is a by default in Kali Linux. So when you launch this tool, this will open, and when you open, there is an attack called DTP attack, and you just enable this enable trunking. Okay, and now this port becomes which port? My trunk port. And you remember, if you make a trunk port, you can create VLANs, you can forward a lot much information, right? So you can do a lot of problems. So what is, how to stop this attack? So to stop this attack, there are two more things. So first of all, the most important one, which I told you, that give this command switchboard mode access and your issue is almost solved. Samajh aaya? So this is why everyone gives switchboard mode access command in the real networks. Okay, that's the actual purpose of this command, not just because everyone thinks that this is the command to put the port or add the port into VLAN. But what was the actual command to add the port into VLAN? Switchboard trunk, switchboard access VLAN. So this is the command to add a port, but this command has a different significance. Samajh aa gaya?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So we have another switch similar like AWS2. Okay, ASWA. Why I'm saying ASW? Can anybody tell me? A stand for access switches.
Access switch, yes. Access.
So the switches which are connected to computers in the real world are called
Access switches.
access switches. Very good. So E01. So these are E01. E01 is my trunk port. VLAN 10 created. So this E02 in which VLAN? VLAN 10, correct? E02 is going in VLAN 10. E03 is going in VLAN 20. So commands are okay, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, configured properly. So what do you think? DHCP is already on this switch 4. Okay. So have we configured DHCP on switch 5 or we forgot to paste the configuration? I think switch 5 is still remaining with the DHCP pool. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
तो जब तुम लैब करते हो मेरा वीडियो साथ में चलता है तुम्हारे?
Yes, sir. चलता है.
अच्छा अच्छा. Okay, so what we did here in switch 4. So only these two other extra information we need to add in switch 5, right? But this side I will create a DHCP pool with which ID default router 10.2 and 20.2. Yeah. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Where I have to add this switch 5? Okay, so let me go to this Windows machine, the first user, which is in VLAN 10. Okay, what is the password? Test 1, 2, 3. So this is my first VLAN 10 user. Okay, so let me show you. This is my first VLAN 10 user. Okay, so let me click anything like. So how to check what IP address we got in DHCP? What is the command? IP config.
IP config all, yes, sir.
So what IP we got the VLAN 10 IP? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So
Create.
okay, if we got the 10.1 IP, so what do you think? Ospf is configured. Can I ping from this computer? Can I able to ping this 50.1? This router 1 IP 50.1?
No, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We
Let's
can
see.
ping.
So we need to troubleshoot now. Let's understand basic troubleshooting. So we are able to access 50.1, yes?
Yes, sir. We can ping.
Why? Because this switch is actually connected to router the same way VLAN 1020 information going to router 1, the same way this 50 network information coming to switch 4. Yes or no? And who is the gateway? Switch 4 is the
Switch 4.
gateway.
10.1.
So switch 4 has 50.1 information. Show IP route 192.168.50.1. So do we have this network? Let's see. Do we have this network on switch 4? Yes, we have.
Yes, sir.
So we have.
So this means we are able to access this network, right? But can I ping google.com from here?
No, sir.
No, sir, because NAT is still pending.
NAT
Yes.
is also pending. And additionally, if you check switch 4, if you open google.com, facebook.com, anything, the switch should have a default route so that the switch can forward all traffic to router 1 and this switch will forward all traffic to router 2. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
अगर इसके पास default route नहीं होगा, if this switch is not connected to internet, this switch is connected to router 1. So I want to forward all my traffic to which device?
Router 1.
Router 1. So either I can create a manual default route here, or in Ospf, there is very good command in Ospf under router Ospf 1. What is the command? Under router Ospf 1, default information originated. So what is the purpose of this command? Tell me, R1 has a default route, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
How we got this default route? Because we have given IP address DHCP, remember? And this router is giving me a default route, yes?
Yes, sir.
So when we have a default route and when we are running Ospf, so we can pass that default route to all my entire LAN network by giving under Ospf router Ospf 1 default information originate. So now what will happen on switch 4? On switch 4, we will receive a what? We will receive a default route. Yes. Can you see now? दिख रहा है सभी को?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
मैं दोबारा बता देता हूँ, हिंदी में भी
ये
सुन लो।
ओरिजिनेटेड वाला एक बार बता दें।
हाँ हाँ, तो ये राउटर के पास ऑलरेडी एक डिफॉल्ट रूट है, यस और नो?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
ये डिफॉल्ट रूट कैसे आया? बस समझ लो, आईएसपी से हमने लिंक लिया और आईएसपी से हमें वो डिफॉल्ट रूट आ गया है, ओके? और so just we got the default route from ISP, or you have manually configured. This is why you are able to access google.com, yes or no? Yes? Why we are able to access google.com? Because we have a default route which is forwarding all traffic to ISP, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, in our virtual labs, what we did, in this interface, we connected the real office router and we have given the DHCP, and automatically this is not actually ISP. In this lab, this is my real router. So which is giving a DHCP IP to this router. And this is why with the DHCP, I'm getting a default route also. Okay, tell me, when you connect to your broadband connection with Wi-Fi at your home, do you put any default route in computer?
No.
So
No, sir.
No,
But
sir.
do you think that a router gives a default route?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So what is the command
Yes,
to check
sir.
if your computer have a default route or not?
IP
क्या
config.
command है?
IP config.
route.
IP config.
netstat-r.
Netstat.
So this is a netstat-r, or in the Windows, you can check route table. So you can see this is the command to check the default route of your computer or the routing table of your computer. So we have a default route which is forwarding all traffic to my gateway, which is 10.0.0.1. Yes. So in simple logic, when you connect with any router with DHCP, okay, like your computers or like that, so you also get a default route from them so that all those machines can forward all the data to the gateway. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
तभी तो भेजेगा ना, नहीं कंप्यूटर को क्या पता है? How computer knows that I want to go to google.com? Because if computer does not find any Google IP in their routing table, which is like normally we do not have all information like Google and all, then where we will forward all traffic? Then we will forward all traffic to my gateway, which is 10.0.0.1. The same thing is happening here. So this official router, I have given the DHCP. And when I get a default, when I get a IP like I'm getting in computers, so this router is also getting a default route like my computer is getting a default route. Is this clear?
Sir.
Yes,
यहाँ
sir.
तक clear है सभी को?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So now if this router is getting a default route by ISP or by DHCP, anything, so we got the internet reachability, but the lower devices, LAN network devices, does not have default route. So in Ospf, there is a very good command. If you have a default route, then only it will work. If you have a default route, you go to Ospf and just add this command, default information originate. And when you add this command, automatically all your Ospf devices will get a default route from the router, which is actually connected to internet. Can you see now?
Yes, sir.
Clear now? So what extra command you need to add under router 1 or router 2? तो router 1 और router 2 में एक extra command आपको क्या देना है? So under router OSPF 1, default information
Originated.
clear है?
Yes, sir. Clear.
So this is what we call beyond CCNA, right? इस lab का नाम रखना चाहिए था beyond CCNA lab, not biggest CCNA lab, right? Okay, R1, R2 is clear? Hanji, all good?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So now last thing which is useful for us, we should do NAT, right?
Yes.
So how many VLANs you have in the network right now? Check please.
So,
Two VLANs, sir.
So we will
Two
create
VLANs.
two ACLs, right?
yes.
Yes.
So we can create a IP access list or with the access list command also. Access list 1 permit which network?
192.168.10.0.
10.0.
Right?
Yes.
And wildcard of this is
555.
55.
25.
And which other network you want to permit 20.0?
20.0.
So what is the command of NAT? IP NAT inside source list is? So I'm doing a NAT. Yeah, I'm doing a NAT from my inside network to outside network. Right? So IP NAT inside source list is 1. Right? Means I'm calling these 10 and 20 networks and I'm converting both of them into which interface?
FA1.
FA1/0 because that's my WAN interface. And if you want multiple machines uses one IP, which other keyword you will have to add here? Overload. Okay. So which interface is my inside interface? FA01 IP NAT inside. And which is my outside interface?
0.
1-0.
Okay. Interface FA1/0 is my IP NAT outside, right? Clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we are almost ready that we should get a default. We should get an internet reachability because now this router is already getting a default route. Yeah. So router is connected to internet. We have done the NAT. Okay. And if we go to this device, so we are not getting DNS information. Okay. So how to add a DNS information? Where we add a DNS information in real world, we can add in the DHCP pools. Okay. So where are my multi-layer switches? Switch 4 and switch 5. So jahan apne DHCP pool banaye hain, the way, okay, you can add here command DENS server 8.8.8.8 like that. Okay, guys. Okay. Do you want, if you want a manual DNS, then you have to go manually, and every time whenever any user comes to your company or connect to Wi-Fi, do you think that every time they will add a DNS server? Do you think everyone is so techie?
No.
So what we should do now, we can forward the DNS information inside my pool, and the pool names on switch 4, switch 5 is, क्या है pool का नाम यहाँ पे? Show IP DHCP pool. Okay, so this is pool admin. How to go IP DHCP pool admin, and under this you can give DNS server 8.8.8, and you can have multiple DNS also like 4.4.4. Okay, clear?
Yes,
नहीं बोलोगे ना, मैं जा रहा हूं फिर.
Yes, sir. Clear, sir. Clear.
Yes, sir.
IP DHCP pool marketing.
Marketing. Yes,
DNS server 8.8.8.8 and DNS server is 4.4.4.4. Okay. So what to do now? We will go to the Windows machine again, and what we can do here, because so whenever you want to troubleshoot your networks, normally what we can do here, we can disable and enable the adapter, right? Automatically it will reset and try to get the DHCP IP again, right? But this time I am sure we should get the internet connectivity. Let's wait for some time. कुछ गड़बड़ तो नहीं की ना अपन ने?
नहीं सर, आप तो कैसे गड़बड़?
So ping 8.8.8.8. So let's check if I have the reachability. Got it? We got the internet connectivity?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
No, yeah, we got the, just it takes time like the real network. Okay, the real network is working fine. And now you actually ready to understand the complete branch network. Yes, almost to almost. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
So whatever you search on the Google, okay, so you will be going to get the results. Okay. It's working. Maybe due to, we need to fix the issues because there are some problems still in my network, which is like 2 gateways are there. Maybe my traffic is going. So the problem right now in my network, let me tell you. So first of all, guys, what do you see here? Like there are 2 gateways. Yes. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So we have configured DHCP pool from 2 sides, correct?
Yes.
So हमने DHCP pool we have created in switch 4 also, in switch 5 also. Why? Because if switch 4 fails, all these devices will be getting the DHCP IP from which device?
Switch 5.
Switch 5.
Okay. And you can access the internet from this side, yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this side also we need to fix the NAT.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
इधर
sir.
भी NAT करने का है ना अपने को.
Yes.
ठीक है प्रदीप, mic off. So we need to do NAT here also because this is another side. And let me check router 2. So this is router 2. So enable show IP route. So we got the default route this side also. So under router Ospf 1, what we can add here? Default information
Originate.
But this is my backup connection, yes or no? This is my backup connection.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, so by default, if you see on the router 1, what in the routing table, in my let me go here in switch 4, we can see. So switch 4 पे जब आप default route देखते हो, when you see a default route on switch 4, so what cost you are getting here? 1. Okay, so what you want, switch 4 to use router 1 or you want switch 4 to use router 2? So which route you want to prefer first, ISP 1?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so whenever you do a default information from this side, and if this is your backup connection, maybe only 20 Mbps internet connection, and this is like 1 GB, so you will always prefer 1 GB, but when 1 GB internet goes down, you want to go from router 2. So it means I want to utilize this link as my backup connection. So when you send a default route from router 2 to the switch 5, so you can say default information originate, but this time you can add a metric, like increase the metric from this side, metric 5. So from both the sides, now we are getting a default route. Now understand, please understand this. So when this router is sending a default route in my LAN network with the cost of 1, and this router 2 is also sending the default route with the cost of 5. So tell me, switches are going to follow which link? The cost with 1 or 5?
Cost 1.
Yeah, with 1. So everyone will go from this side. But when this router goes down, automatically traffic will shift to
5.
Router 2. Yeah, switch 5. Yeah, correct. Clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this is why we have given metric 5. And if you go to switch 4, then you will see 1 default route or 2 default routes.
2.
1, na?
Yes.
Routing
sir.
table, router always choose the best path or all paths?
Best
First
path.
path.
Yeah, this is why we have given metric 5. But if you do not add a metric, what will happen? The switch will get confused and switch will forward traffic in both the directions. Let's see. Let's wait for some time. So we have removed the command or not. ये लैब जिसने कर ली ना अच्छे से, बस तुम चीते होगे, समझ लो, समझ रहे हो? क्या बन जाओगे? चीते।
चीते क्या होते हैं?
चीते चीते।
Tiger.
Tiger. नहीं, tiger is something tiger.
Leopard.
Cheetah is cheetah. In English also it is cheetah.
Cheetah only.
I have been to South Africa. There only I came to know this. सही में पहले नहीं, मुझे लगा tiger and cheetah both same. But there somebody told me, the guide who went took us to the zoo, na? So he said, this is cheetah, this is tiger. Okay, so like clear IP OSPF neighbor. Okay, so what is the command to reset the OSPF neighbor? Clear IP OSPF process, but do not give this in real networks. It will reset the neighborship. Okay, why I'm giving this? Because we are doing lab. Okay, but wait for some time, it will be fixed. So what should we see here on switch 4? We should see how many routes of default route?
2.
But we are getting 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
let's see on switch 5. Are we getting that on switch 5? तो क्या हमें स्विच 5 पे मिल रहा है? लेट्स सी, show IP route. So yeah, you can see here how many routes are we are getting here.
Two.
Two
Are you
routes.
getting now what is the concept we added metric 5?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this was the reason under router Ospf 1, whenever you add a default information originate, do not add the same command from both sides. One, just increase the metric of my backup connection. Is this clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
तो मुझे router 1 में वाला, so in the router 1 we added the similar command, but in router 2 we have added one extra command that is, let me add here. Metric 5. Okay. Clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So next thing is we can bundle these ports. How we can bundle these ports? Okay, let's fix this side first. This internet is working fine. We need to fix the NAT here. So access list, what is the command? Access list 1 permit 192.168.10.000000255, and we have a VLAN 10 and 20, right?
20.0.
And then we have IP NAT inside source list 1 interface. Which interface?
01.
And what extra keyword? Overload. FA1/0 is my IP NAT inside.
Inside.
And interface FA01 is my
Outside.
clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
So,
Yes, sir.
so from this side also internet is fixed. So whenever a router 1 goes down, the computer will shift traffic to router 2. Does it?
Yes, sir.
Looks like,
Yes,
right?
sir.
So are you ready to check the failover testing now? Do you know this term failover testing?
Yes.
आज ही रिज्यूमे में डाल लेना. क्या डालना है
Yes,
रिज्यूमे
sir.
के अंदर?
Failover testing.
Failover testing.
You need to add one keyword in your resume, failover testing, because I'm gonna show you right now what is that. Okay, so router 1 I have configured properly, and this Windows, this computer is, Google is working fine here, right? You guys have seen, right? Dikha na? Like
Yes,
we can
sir.
show you the ping of google.com like that. I don't know, the browser traffic is not working fine, but if I try to reach google.com, let me show you. Actually, there is a lot of big things we configured here. This is a NAT here, then dual NAT. So this is why maybe. Okay, so the DNS may be creating issues. So let's see, ping 88888. Okay, so you can see some packets are getting dropped maybe. Okay, and how to trace your information, how your traffic is going outside? Trace RT route. Okay, trace RT from Windows 8.8.8 and -D so that it will do some fast trace route. Okay, let's see if trace route is successful. Okay, so guys, yeah, so it's not doing it. Maybe let's do trace RT like without -D. So -D do not resolve address to hostname. It is just, it will not resolve the information on DNS. So if you put -D, it will do some fast trace route. Okay. Yeah, abhi aa raha hai, so let's wait for some time.
Sir, I think tracer space -D. Then
no. You can give after this also in Windows. That doesn't matter, I think. Okay, so we can see here. So the only problem right now, guys, do you think that? So the problem we will face in the real network, and this is why we cover this. Okay, एक problem क्या आने वाला इंडस्ट्री में मैं बताता हूँ. So suppose this is my router 1, right? So if this router goes down, automatically the router 2 default route will be added into switch 4. Yes or no? Agar router
Yes, sir.
1 down ho gaya, if router 1 goes down, the default information route, the default route we are getting with the metric 1 here. From this side, we were getting metric 5. So if router 1 is on, all traffic will go from router 1. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, mic. Vishnu, turn off your mic. Abey. Huh. So what I'm saying, if this router goes down, automatically switch 4 will shift traffic to router 2. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. We can. Okay. And another thing. Yeah. So let's test this first. So this is what I want to test here. So you can see how my traffic is going outside with the 50.1. Can you see now? How my traffic is
Sir.
going outside with the 50.1. Who is 50.1?
Switch 4.
Router 1.
Router
Router
1.
1.
Router 1.
Router 1.
Router one.
So
Yes.
it means the internet traffic is going from router 1. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we can stop this by Control Z, something like that. Okay, Control Z or C. Okay, so we stopped there trace route. And now I'm going to do the failover testing, which is mean that I will test my network if it is working fine. And this is the day-to-day activity of a network engineer, that any company will say, okay, do failover testing. So what failover testing is? So you will shut down your primary router sometimes, and you will try to check if your router, if your traffic, the complete traffic is shifting to router 2 or not. So intentionally, जानबूझ के हम लोग क्या करेंगे? We will do intentionally. We will shut down for some time, or we can shut down the port also if you want. You can shut down the port also, FA01 also if you want. But I've shut down the router just for just like that, because this is a lab. But maybe in real world for failover testing, what you can do, you can shut down this FA01, right? समझ आ रहा है?
Yes, sir.
So, sir, every
Now-
day
Sir, yes, sir.
we have to do the failover testing.
Yeah. Yes. So now traffic is still showing 50.1. Okay. So just hold on. Maybe my interface is not getting down. Okay. Can you see that why it's not getting down? Because in this lab, this interface is still down. But do you think that if this side router is down, this port will be up? अगर मेरा router इधर से down हो गया, क्या ये port मेरा up रहेगा?
No, sir.
No,
No, sir.
Okay. So this is a in the virtual lab, this is just a small issue. So to test this, either you can just shut down this port. Okay. Automatically now, what will happen? Your router switch will consider the router is down, and router will shift the traffic to which side?
Router
Which part?
2.
To
20.2.
10.2 and 20.2, right? And
Yeah.
why we are getting 10.2, 20.2? Because we are getting these two from two VLANs, VLAN 10 and 20, right? Yeah. So now if I go back again and if I try to ping again, so let's see if it is working or not from the other side. And if it is working fine, my internet, yes. What is that? Failover testing successfully. It means
Yes,
when
sir.
my primary connection goes down, my traffic is actually shifting to my backup path. Is this correct or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
How? Because when this router or link goes down, the router shifted the traffic from the other default route, which is the metric was 5. Because when the router or the link goes down, so the default route we were getting with the metric of 1, but from the backup is now enabled because the primary is down. तो जैसी मेरा primary down हुआ, वैसी मेरा backup वाला default route आ गया है device पे. दिख रहा है?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So automatically my traffic shifted to backup path. And when the router comes back, Okay, this is not complete failover testing. Now you will see if primary comes back. Do you want that router will take that primary path as ISP1? तो क्या आप चाहते हैं कि वो दोबारा कनेक्शन प्राइमरी हो जाए? Do you want that connection
Yes.
to?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, so automatically it will happen because the switch 4 will add a default route again with the metric 1 very soon. My neighbor is not down, I think. Let's see. So my neighbor is not up yet because it is in DR BDR होगा ही होता है, हर इथरनेट लिंक पे होता है, याद करो टॉपिक.
सर राउटर 1 ऑफ किया है तो राउटर 2 को इंटरनेट कैसा मिल रहा है फिर?
अरे I have 2 connection. It is connected to router 2 is also connected to internet.
Okay.
So my traffic shifted to router 2.
Okay.
Okay, so R1 is up now. So let's see. R1 is almost up now. So the router was on with this 110 with the 5 cost. And if you check again, now traffic again shifted to 50.1. Can you see that?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Clear हो गया सभी को? Yes,
Yes,
everyone.
clear. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay, very simple concepts. If you want to enable telnet on this device, what is the command? Line Vty. If so, suppose this router is in Delhi.
05.
Suppose this router is in Delhi, this is in Mumbai, and you want to configure Delhi and Mumbai router from your computer. Suppose from this machine VLAN 10. So how to configure? Line Vty, you can see in this router how many lines are there? 900. So how many users can telnet this device? Up to 900, right?
Yes, sir.
But by default,
Yes, sir.
you can give line Vty 0 to 10. So whatever, how many connect? So how many devices, how many users you want to access this devices simultaneously? कितने लोगों को आप चाहते हो एक साथ एक्सेस कर सके? 5 बहुत है?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you want
Yes,
only
sir,
5
possible.
users can access this devices simultaneously, you can add 0 to 4. So by you can say login, local, exit, and you need to create the usernames, right? Username, 𝐊𝐤𝐭𝐰𝐴, password is also 𝐊𝐤𝐭𝐼𝐴. Clear hai? And which other password you have to set for telnet? Enable, secret, Cisco, right? Or can we give enable secret 𝐊𝐤𝐭𝐼𝐴 also? Yeah.
Yes.
So telnet is configured on router 1, right? So do you think we will remember 50.1, 60.2, these IPs in the real network? Maybe we will forget, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So what we can do here, we can create a loopback here, and we can assign a pool. We can assign a IP, suppose like 192, or maybe like any IP address like 172, any subnet 192.168, like 99.1. Okay, or maybe, yeah, any subnet you can take, I told you. So this is I'm assigning to my router 1. So all subnet mask will be 255.255.2. So this is a /32 IP, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And I can add this under IP OSP 1 area 0. Clear? So now
Yes, sir.
I will go to router 2. This is called management IP. Okay. I will configure a loopback here also. And I will create here 99.2. Loopback is an interface for virtual interface. This is called virtual interface. Like for testing, for management access, IP OSP 1 area 0. Okay. You want me to configure telnet here also, line Vty 0 to 4, login, local, username is 𝐊𝐤𝐭𝐼𝐴, password is 𝐊𝐤𝐭𝐼𝐴. Okay. Clear hai? Enable password or enable secret 𝐊𝐤𝐭𝐼𝐴. Is this clear, everyone? R2 is also configured with management IP.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, so we will go to switch 4 and already inter VLAN, everything is happened here. So we can already VLAN 1 is already there, right? Yes or no? VLAN 1 is already there in all switches, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes,
so
sir.
VLAN, so we can make VLAN 1 my default VLAN as the management VLAN. So we can say interface VLAN 1, IP address 192.168.99.3. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you can see it is giving me bad mass. So we can create a loopback also, yaar. No worries, because loopback never goes down. And VLAN 1 is also a virtual interface. You can give that also, but I am assigning to the VLAN only, loopback only 99.3. Okay, and I'm adding this under IP Ospf 1 area 0. So no switch port command, remember to give that. Okay, I don't know how it is. It has taken, but let me verify. So we have given the management IP 99.3 and we can configure line Vty 0 to 4, login, local. Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Username, 𝐊𝐢𝐴𝐳_kings, password, 𝐊𝐢𝐴𝐳_kings, enable secret, 𝐊𝐢𝐴𝐳_kings. Clear?
Yes.
Clear,
Yes,
everyone?
sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
So switch 5 is remaining. What we can do here, we can also create a management IP here. So why we are creating /32 IPs? Do anybody knows? So that we can save IPs also, or we can because
Single host.
yeah, we can configure the same network in multiple devices also, right? Because all are considered as different route now. मतलब क्या है, सारे डिवाइसेस पे अगर आप /32 दोगे ना, तो एक ही सबनेट आप सारे डिवाइसेस पे दे सकते हो. But if you give 0, can I assign now on multiple devices? No.
No, sir.
So this is why we are using /32. And the best part of this is that we can forward in Ospf. Okay. And now all my 4 devices configured with line. Yeah. Okay. Telnet is remaining, line Vty 0 to 4, login local, username 𝐊𝐢𝐴𝐳_kings. So if you have multiple engineers,
Yes, sir.
अभी तो मैंने एक ही बनाया. So if you have multiple engineers, you need to create multiple usernames. So we can go here. Okay. And we can use this application called Putty. Okay. When you are working as engineer, you will access all router 1, router 2, router 3, router 4 from Telnet, and you will enter the IP like 99.1. Yeah. Yes. You will access, you will have your username, you will have your password, and you will access the router from here. Okay. Do you think we need to open multiple windows? No. From router 1, if you want to access router 2, how you will do it? You can access from router 1 to router 2, Telnet. What is the management IP of router 2? 192.168.99.2. Okay. What is the username? 𝐊𝐢𝐴𝐳_kings. 𝐊𝐢𝐴𝐳_kings. Okay. We are inside the router 2 also.
Yes, sir.
If I want to come back to router 1, just type here exit. I'll come back to router 1. If I want to access the switch 4 from router 2, what I will do? Telnet 192.168.99.3 𝐊𝐢𝐴𝐳_kings. This is ऐसी होता है, किसकी कंपनी में ऐसी होता है? सच्ची सच्ची बताओ.
मेरी कंपनी में सर
यही होता है.
यस
सर जियो में ऐसे ही होता है सर.
हर जगह यही होता है. Okay, so you got the switch 4 access also. In every company, you access the devices like this only. And now you got the benefit. What is management IP? How you configure it, right? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And you can exit from here. Just you create loopbacks in the same range with /32 and you are done, man. Just you need to advertise that loopbacks in Ospf and then you are ready to go. Clear हो गया आज?
So, sir, management IP is so that we can
access the devices.
Access,
Yeah. Okay, and other thing also I want to add, right now we do not have DNS here. Okay, but in if you have a DNS server in your office, so what you can do here, suppose you want to access the router 2, you can add a command IP host. What is my device name, guys? Router 2. So this is a DNS entry I'm creating on R1, IP host R2. And what is the IP of router 2? 192.168.99.2. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
IP host switch SW4. So what is the IP? 192.168.99.3. IP host switch 5. What is the IP? 192.168.99.4. IP host, let me add my own entry also, R1 192.168.99.1. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, got it. So I'll copy paste this. So I will copy paste in all the devices, and the best benefit what you will get here. क्या benefit मिलेगा मुझे इसका?
You can give only name now.
Yeah, so in the router 1, I do not have to remember my IPs. I can simply say telnet R2, chalo bhai. Cool, right?
Yes, sir.
ये वाला सही था सर.
But this is not actually implemented on routers. So when you have a DNS in your offices, we put all those DNS entries in the LAN networks. Okay, but this is just a temporary solution. But yes, you need to give all those commands in all the devices if you want to work this in a perfect manner. Clear, everyone?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So tell me what is remaining between this switch 4, switch 5.
Port aggregation.
Port aggregation. We want to make, so by default, why we do Ether channel? Because suppose we spent a lot of money between switch ports, and by default, what is happening here? One port will be blocked. Yes or no? So if you check show spanning tree, so if you see E01 and E02, okay, so this switch is a root bridge. Okay, so these are both ports are designated port. But if you check from switch 5, so both E01 and E02 is blocked. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
So then
Yes,
what is the use of having the ports if they are blocked? So you want to utilize the traffic, yes or no? आपने
Yes,
लिंक
sir.
पैसे दिए हैं तो यूज करोगे या ब्लॉक रहने दोगे?
Use करेंगे
Sir,
sir.
use करना.
Yes, you are going to use them because spanning tree is blocking them because there is a loop here. We have multiple connections. And if you want to use this link for your high bandwidth, okay, so what we can do here, we can create a bundle. And how to create a bundle which is PAGP? We will go to both the ports. Interface range E01 and 2. So what is the command? Channel group 1 mode desirable. So one side desirable and other side what you have to give? भूल गए ना तुम सारे? One side desirable, other side
Also desirable, sir.
other side also I can give desirable, or I have to give auto?
Auto.
We can put auto desirable.
Both we can give, right? Either auto or either desirable.
Yes.
So दोनों side desirable दोगे तो भी चलेगा. If you give desirable both sides, it will work. But if you give one side desirable and other side auto, it will work. But what does not work? Auto. If you give both side auto, it will not become a ether channel. It will not bundle the ports. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So how to check if the port is bundled or not? Show ether channel. यार माइक ऑफ रखो. किसके आज बहुत डिस्टर्बिंग है? सैफुल अंसारी. Show ether channel summary. So right now it's not activated because now it is getting up. So ether channel summary, both are in port channel now. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
And if you go to switch 5, show spanning tree. Okay, now you can see port channel is also blocked. So we bundled the port, but still my port channel is getting blocked because maybe these users have a lower priority. So it means I want to make this device as the root bridge, and you want to make this is my secondary root bridge. Yes or no? Are you getting? Your main link is getting blocked because of spanning tree. What you will do? Remember, I can change the priority. So what is the command? Spanning tree VLAN. I can make this device root primary for VLAN 10. Yeah. And for VLAN 20, I can make this device as root primary. Okay. So what will happen for VLAN 10 and 20? Who will be my root bridge?
Which 4?
Switch 4.
Switch 4. Yes.
If I go to switch 5 and if I give spanning tree VLAN 10 root secondary, and if I give 20, so this will be my second best. So the device will not block ports of switch 4 and switch 5. Instead of blocking switch 5, it will block either ASW1 or either ASW2. Right? So if you see again, still PO1 is blocked. But let's check for VLAN 10 because I'm checking for VLAN 1. For VLAN 10, so you can see port channel is now root port. Can you see that? Dikha?
Yes, sir. Yes.
I have not changed for VLAN 1 because there is no VLAN 1 traffic in my company. So this is why VLAN 1 still showing block, because I have changed the priorities of VLAN 10 and 20. अबे बोलो हाँ ना कुछ तो, ऐसा लग रहा है अकेले पढ़ा रहा हूँ.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
क्लियर है?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
सर PAGP का कमांड थोड़ा बता दीजिए सर.
वो मैं लिख दूंगा, तुम्हें पहले भी पढ़ाया मैंने वो PAGP.
हाँ,
Go and revise all your topics because I have almost covered everything what I have configured today. Yes or no, guys?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
ये इथर चैनल में सब पढ़ा था ना अपन ने.
हाँ, sir.
Okay, just revise your all the ether channel PAGP. So this is what we learned earlier. What is PAGP? How to bundle the ports, everything. And these are the commands and how to make L3 ether channel. Everything we have configured earlier. Okay, clear everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The only thing which is remaining here, I told you there only 10 minutes, 10 minutes और बस, फिर तुम जा रहे हो. Okay, so the last thing here in this lab. Okay, so tell me if this switch goes down. So what is my gateway here in Windows machine?
10.2.
What will happen? Automatically, the device will get a DHCP from this side, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
But automatically, it will not change the IP. It will still think my gateway is up. Yes or no?
Okay.
Are you getting? This is a problem. So if your 10.1 device or maybe this router, if any of these network goes down this side, if this switch goes down normally, so the device will not shift the traffic to switch 1. This is the problem.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, if router 1 is down, then that we have already seen. अगर मेरा router 1 down हो रहा है ना, if router 1 is getting down, the router 2 default route will be picked by switch 4. Yes, and you will be able to go to internet. Yes or no? But what I'm saying, if switch 4 is down, then how this computer will shift traffic to switch 5 and then go to ISP2? How? Because this computer has a gateway 10.1. And what is the gateway switch 5? 10.2. So we need to load balance these. We need to load balance what? Gateways. And to load balance the gateways, there is a protocol called
Hsrp. Okay. Then IP will be changed, sir, this system?
Yes, we need to, what we need to do, and we need to create Hsrp And what will happen? I will make one route or one device as my active router. Okay. I will make one device is my active, and
Active router.
automatically the second will become my backup. Okay. Clear? So if all my traffic will go from active for VLAN 10, for VLAN 20, even these devices will send traffic to active. But if active fails, all traffic go from backup, because backup becomes active. So when active fails, backup becomes active, and all the computers will go from switch 5. This is a very important technology in the LAN networks. Okay, this is so important that even if you go to Naukri or any job portal, even if you search this term called, what term is this? Hsrp. So even on the job portals, by searching this term, you will see a lot of jobs. Yeah. Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Agree, hai na?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In mostly all L1, L2, L3, even if you open any job L1, L2, L3, so obviously CCNA, CCNP. So what technologies you see here? SVI, you already know. So Hsrp and VRRP is also similar like Hsrp. So we gonna learn in detail in CCNP. But yes, I'm giving you a glimpse here, just a basic output here. At least when you are applying for interviews, you will be able to answer a basic concept of Hsrp. And in the pre-recorded videos, I'm sure you have the Hsrp video as well. Okay. If you want to learn in little more detail. But what we will do here, so in VLAN 10 and 20, how many VLANs we have here? 2. So we will go to the interface VLAN 10, and in both the switch 4 and switch 5, in both the switch 1 and switch 5, in the VLAN 10, we will add one command, and we will be using one virtual IP, which is like the virtual IP. So this device will have IP 10.3, and if this active fails, so the 10.3 will be used by switch 5. Okay, so instead of physical IPs, I will go VLAN 10 and I say standby. Okay, standby IP, or like standby, you can put any number. This is called group number. You can give any number, like I'm using VLAN 10. So better to give the 10 number so that you understand this is I created for VLAN 10. So standby 10, what is the virtual IP? 192.168?
10.3.
10.3. Okay, so I need to add a keyword here, standby 10 IP. Okay, and this side you want to give priority to switch 4, yes or no?
Sir.
So you want this device to be my primary, so you can say standby 10 priority. By default priority is 100. Okay, so you can assign maybe 200 or 150. Okay. And when you give priority, you need to give one extra command here always, standby 10 preempt. Okay, I'll tell you what is the work of preempt command. Okay. But what happened when I give this command, automatically the device come into which state?
Active state.
Active state.
Active, right? So if I go to switch 5, inside this also I will give same command, standby 10 IP 192.168 10.3, and what they will both do, they will do election. And on switch 4 I have already given priority what, 150, and switch 5 will lose the election and switch 4 wins the election. So switch 4 will go into which state?
Active state.
Active.
Backup state.
Because yeah, so which state? Standby state. The backup state is called standby. The active state is called active only. So how to verify? Show standby brief. And if you check this command, okay, who is my active router?
10.2.
No, 10.2 is my standby. Virtual IP is 10.3. Okay, so this router is my local. Active is local. Who is active? My own router is active. And who is standby? 10.2 devices standby. But whenever you do this change, under the DHCP pool, you need to do the change again. So instead of saying admin, IP DHCP pool admin, default router we set to physical IPs. Now we need to change to the virtual IPs. Are you getting now?
Yes, sir.
Because DHCP जब इसको 10.3 देगा, the computer will get a 10.3. Okay, so the device, the computer will have a gateway. What? क्या gateway है? So what will be the gateway for this computer? 10.3. And who is responding 10.3 ARP messages? So when this switch will forward to this device, because this is active. So all ARP messages will go to switch 4 and switch 4 will reply ARP messages. But when this active fails or when switch goes down, this device will become active. Right? But how this computer will know? Because we have assigned virtual IP. Okay. So under the computer, because under my DHCP pool, I have assigned the virtual IP as my default gateway. So I'll go to the Windows machine here. I will disable and enable the adapter. And this time, what IP I will be going to get here? 10.3. Yes?
Yes, sir.
So I have not got the DHCP yet. So just wait for some time. Okay, so the device is trying to identify. So we got the IP almost. So we got the... Okay, so we are still getting 10.2. I don't know why. Okay, so this is wrong actually. So we need to check we have configured under switch 5 or not. So this is standby. Can you see that? So show standby brief. And you can see this device is under which state? Standby. Okay, so this switch 5 also, like if you check DHCP pool, so we have given the DHCP pool under admin, still my gateway is
10.1.
So if you check show run include DHCP, so okay, so I have to check the section. So under the DHCP, IP DHCP pool admin, from this side also you have to say default router 192.168.10.3. Okay. Now the issue is being fixed now. Okay, you can just enable and disable the adapter. And it's almost fixed. So let's see on the status details. And we got the IP, guys. Can you see the default gateway is now 10.3? Yes, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So let's do the failover testing again. But this time I'm not testing the routers, I'm testing the switches. Okay, so how to test that? I will continue ping google.com. How to continue ping google.com? Ping -t or 8.8.8 is my Google IP.
Yes, sir.
This is the DNS of a Google, yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So I'm reaching 8.8.8. Internet is working fine in this computer.
Yes, sir.
So if I go to switch 4, okay, if I save the configuration and because there are a lot of ports, it's better to switch off the device. So I shut down the device. Okay, let's see if the device, the switch 5 is going to give us message. This becomes active now. Let's wait. So switch 5 पे एक message आएगा. Switch 5 will say I am the active for Vlan 10 now. Can you see that? Can you see that, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this becomes active because there is some hello packets mechanism in Hsrp. Okay, so my automatically traffic shifted to switch 5 and let's see if the internet is working fine or not. So some packets are dropped now. Some packets are dropped. Let's wait for some time. And if it does not go to internet, I have to check the issue. Okay, let's go to switch 5 and see if we are getting a default route. Okay, I told you the only problem it has is in this lab, whenever you shut down the interfaces, the switch will consider these ports are also up. Are you getting now?
Yes, sir.
So that's the only problem here in these labs. So what we can do here, the connectivity between switch 4, E02, E01, we can shut down these ports. Okay. कर लोगे इतना? Okay, just can you do that? Can you shut down these interfaces?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, mic off. E01 and 2 shut down. Okay, from this side or what? So this side, which port will be down if this switch down E0?
0.
So it's better to shut down the ports rather than shutting down the interface, right? So this port also, which port? E0. ये थोड़ा issue है. There is a issue in these labs, in the virtual lab. This is the only issue. Rest everything is fine. Okay, so now let's see, go back and see if traffic shifted or not. So some packets. So it's saying requested timeout. Let's wait for some time again and see if traffic is working here. So show IP route. My traffic is going to 60.1. Yeah. Yes. Can I ping from this side? Let's check ping NW Kings. Ping google.com. Okay, Google is working fine from R2. Okay, so let's test again, maybe. So my traffic is not shifting. So the last stage, what we can see here, show MAC address table. Okay, so guys, this is my, can you see some MAC addresses here, which is going on which port? E01. So can you see E01 is the correct port, right? Yes?
Yes,
So if it is not going properly, you can give this command also, clear MAC address table. Sometimes for VLAN 10. Okay, sometimes this also gets the issue resolved. Okay, here also we can check here, show MAC address table, because the switch learns. So E10, E03, that's fine. I need to understand which E01. Okay, all good till now. अभी तक सब सही चल रहा है. Okay, so let's try to disable and enable, because that also sometimes gives issue. So if this works fine, so my connectivity is almost fixed. Everything is working with Hsrp. Okay. Okay, I wish they will. Okay, so we can test one more thing. So VLAN 20. So this is the trunk port. So show IP route, VLAN 1020 routes. Everything is working fine. Internet is working. Router is working. Everything is okay. Okay, so let me check the DHCP. And remember, we have only configured for VLAN 10. 20.VLAN is still pending. You have to do everything yourself for VLAN 20. Okay? ठीक है, कर लोगे? The same thing what I did for VLAN 10, will you be able to configure for VLAN 20?
Yes, sir.
So my internet is working fine. Okay, guys, the problem is, do you know why we are not going to, can anybody tell me why we are not able to access this side? Because the only issue, I'm not getting DNS. So what could be the issue? So under the DHCP pool of switch 5, I missed to configure what? क्या भूल गया मैं? DNS. Can you see that? IP DHCP pool admin. So I have not added a DNS server. Remember? Without
Yes, sir.
DNS, internet will work.
No.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, so that is the issue. I'm sure. Let me disable and enable. Now the full lab is ready. Okay, so let's test it. And guys, those, yeah, so almost it is fixed now. So let's see if 8.8.8 is working this side now. 8.8.8.8. I hope this time we should get a ping. Okay, we are not getting the final ping. So IP route. Can I ping google.com from this side? So I can check. We cannot ping from here. Okay, because the switch 5 IP address is not, we have not done the NAT for this 60 network. So we cannot ping. But if I say source VLAN, can I assign VLAN? Yeah, VLAN. So I want to ping from VLAN 10. So let's see if this works fine. Then there is no issue. So guys, you can see the NAT is creating issue maybe. So you can see the switch 5 is not going. So we need to test again. Show IP NAT translations. So the 10.6 device is actually show run. Thoda test karna padta hai, no worries. This happens in real world also. So interface F01 overload. Okay. So let me do one clear Ospf process. Okay, everything is fine. Only the DNS created issue maybe. And the DNS also got fixed now. So let's see what is the next issue. So समझ आ रहा है ना सभी को अभी तक?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It is a rigorous lab, but I'm sure now you actually got the high value out of this course, right?
Yes.
So Ospf is not coming up. Maybe my interface is down wrongly. E00 is up. Can you see that? E00 up. Okay, so this side E1/0 is also up. Okay, then why Ospf neighborship is not coming up? Okay, so this is stuck in which state? X start. What do you think? What should be the issue? Okay, so let's wait. I think it will come up very soon. Exchange BDR. Okay, so there is a Mtu issue maybe. This is why it's stuck in Exchange. Okay, this happens in real world also sometimes. So let me give one R2. So this is actually there is some Mtu issue. So there is some Mtu ignore command. Let me test it if this works fine here. Okay, so IP Ospf Mtu ignore. Okay, so let me do a final reset. Clear IP Ospf process. Interface is down. So I hope this time it will fix. We have not configured anything rest, right? Except normal Ospf. कुछ किया है हमने? It is taking little time. Guys, are you there or just sleeping now?
Still there.
Sir, we are here.
नहीं है सर, नहीं है.
ये देखो आ रहा है, एक दो को नींद आ रहा है. No worries. But still we have done a good lab. The only part is your last test. If that is work fine, then our full lab is okay. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So why my Ospf is not coming up? It's stuck in Exchange. So we have checked the show run. So there is sometimes there is a Mtu mismatch issues, and so we have given the Mtu ignore command. So this will fix issue. So Mtu is 1500 this side. So why this neighborship is not coming up? So the last final test, whenever I get stuck, I save the configuration. And what I do, and you guys can also do whenever you doing the labs. So I can shut down this device, okay? This is the only thing I can say in the last. When you feel like you have done correctly, but the lab is not coming up, you can just try to save the configuration, turn on the devices again. Sometimes, because this lab is on 𝐊𝐢𝐳𝐬 right now, so sometimes it gets create issues. So switch 5 is here, router 2 is here. Okay, so guys, so do you know the dates of when we are starting CCNP? Yeah.
16th.
No, 16th is my CCNA. So we starting CCNP. So you guys can open nwkings.com and go to the schedule page. And on this website, we have given the dates. Even I forgot. So you can see this. So if anybody is going with single module, they can go for CCNP and RC. Okay. So maybe I'll guide you in one session. What is the difference? Okay. I have one video where we have, I have given example. What is the difference between NCore and RC? So this batch is starting from 23. But before that, guys, at least today, what we did now, if you try to understand 50% of it, you are ready for CCNP. Are you getting now? तो जो मैंने आज कराया है, अगर उसका 50% भी आपको आता है, if you know 50% of this lab, like basic OSPF or NAT or basic stuff, then you are ready to join this program. But if you do not understand anything today, then I would recommend you can just spend more little time. So the still CCNP will start from April 23 till you have almost 15-20 days to revise all your topics, right?
Yes, sir. I'm ready.
And after this batch, my next batch will come in July. So I would recommend everyone who is in my CCNA batch. So take this, because this batch we created for you only. Okay, else we have to cancel for everyone and we will start in July. So it's better you get into this. Okay, connect to the team, and definitely you are ready to start this from April 23. Okay. If you want to take the combo,
what will be timing for CCNP?
The timing is Saturday, Sunday, 9:30 रात को है.
Sir, already enrolled किया हुआ है मैंने तो.
Any different timing, sir?
Already enrolled, sir.
Great, yaar.
So how long the program will be, that is CCNP?
Yeah.
How long it will be the program for CCNP?
So it is from 23rd.
Like for how many weeks it will be there?
So this is going to be same like CCNA, 2.5 to 3 months.
Okay.
One module.
Okay.
And if you do NCore, then it is also going to take 2-3 months on weekends. But if you join any weekend batch, because we keep coming up with the weekdays batch, but I only take weekend batches. But if you want to cover an RC or an core, you guys can join any Monday to Friday batches also. Okay, so you can see we have an core batch. Okay, so this is so you guys, what you can do, and core you can join Monday to Friday. This is only 60 to 90 minutes. Okay, by doing this, you will be able to complete an core and an RC in 3 months. But if you take one by one, it will take 6 months. So if you are not in hurry, then go slowly and learn in a very in a normal speed so that you will understand better. But yes, enroll in both because you will get the content on the first day. So suppose you are going to give any interview after 1 month, 2 months in a good company. So you will have the core and an RC content in the portal, right? Clear, everyone?
Yep.
Sir, I have one doubt, sir, here.
So just hold on. OSPF neighbor is up. Neighbor up aa gaya hamara. Just hold on. Oh guys, see, I told you.
Yes, sir.
EVNG की रग रग से वाकिफ हूं मैं. It's working fine, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So there was no problem in the configuration. Sometimes the device stucks and sometimes you need to save the configuration and reset. Okay. So like just try to connect with their counselors, or if they do not respond you guys can start initiating the chat from here. Take your time. Okay. I'll send you some career guidance videos, maybe my old like 2-3 videos. Just watch them and understand why CCNP. Okay.
Sir, I have one
time
doubt.
is
sir,
not
in the
suitable for the
course, sir.
overseas people.
Oh, bro. So just give me flight ticket. I'll come and teach you face to face.
Better I can come, then I can see my parents.
Yeah, Avdesh, then please join. So sorry about that, but I am occupied. But maybe let me check with my team if we can make it 7. Okay, but 9:30 is the very best timings of us because I'm doing this from last many years. So CCNP is always my 9:30.
Yeah, because I can't join the Monday to Friday one because I'm started already Palo Alto with the Pankaj.
Okay, great. So you want this NRC to be on what timing?
If possible, a bit early, like 7, if possible. So I can, because
so Monday to Friday. Okay.
Sorry, in the weekend, if you can 7 o'clock, so I can, in Australia is around 12 o'clock. So that's all.
Okay. Let me check with my team if we can make it 7. So the guys who are in India, so do you have any problem at 7?
No, sir.
No, sir, it's fine.
Okay.
For weekends, it's fine, sir.
Yeah, weekends. ठीक है. Okay, guys. So I'm closing the session today. Thank you very much. Because I'm already late. I'm in office. I need to rush back to the home so that I can continue my last few classes of CCNP. Okay. So see you all guys tomorrow. Bye-bye. Tomorrow we will do automation classes.
Sir, I have a question, sir.